that sex is now part of your job description.
She's not wrong about the history.
The law agreed that your body was part of the marriage contract.
That law is gone. But here's what actually killed sex life.
You don't know the hell that I'm dealing with right now as a woman.
Life compressed the window. Not oppression. Life.
I want to talk about one of the unwritten job expectations of being a wife. And I'm going to just call it what it is. It's sexual debt. And whether you're married or you're thinking about it, you will feel this. I promise you. When you get married and when you're in your marriage. When you get married, there will be this undercurrent, this kind of low hum, a sense that sex is now part of your job description.
That is a negative perspective on an important issue. We all have things necessary for both people to fulfill for their mutual marital obligations.
Nobody puts it in the vows, obviously. Nobody tells you, but you will feel it.
Of course, it is not in your vows. Marriage is not a business contract. Seems like some people are more enamored with the idea and the process of marriage, but not the daily work and grind necessary for a marriage to function under modern-day demands.
For the overwhelming majority of human history, the law agreed that your body was part of the marriage contract. Laws don't just disappear from cultural memory when you repeal them. We're still feeling the weight of a rule that technically no longer exists.
She is right. Coverture existed. I agree. But she is conflating legal archaic customs with present marital needs. That architecture has been dismantled for a while now.
And even if your husband is a good man, he has been socialized into sexual entitlement since he was a child. There was a researcher, Debbie Herbernick at Indiana University, who's documented this through how other men talk, through every movie where the girl is the prize at the end. And this is a curriculum, and your husband graduated from it. All men did.
Men are not sexually entitled, or raised as such. Men have testosterone, biological imperatives, intrinsic motivations. Altogether, they promote and evolve society, albeit not perfectly.
On top of that, your future husband has been handed the story that male sexuality is an uncontrollable biological urge, that he just can't help it. I was told that in both of my marriages. And therefore, it becomes your job to manage it. It will be available for him, to be available enough to keep him, to make sure he doesn't stray.
He can't control or help it. That is an elementary way of explaining it. But for simplicity, it is correct. Yet not effective for her to understand the man's natural design.
There's another researcher, Lisa Diamond and Carol Tavris, who have been very clear that that narrative is not science. Men don't need sex. It is a cultural construct that got laundered through evolutionary psychology and handed back to us as fact. Sex is not a biological need. No one's ever died without it. It's just a story.
It's not a biological need? You mean like water, food, shelter? She is actually correct. It is not an imminent biological need, though it is still part of nature's design, and is the reward for having earned status, provision, knowledge.
So, if you are walking into a marriage where the laws only recently stopped agreeing that your body was owed, and where your husband has been trained to feel entitled, and where the culture handed him a biological entitlement, an excuse, none of it is in the vows, but it will be in the room with you for your whole marriage, and you deserve to know that before you sign anything.
Invalidating a man's sexual needs is equivalent to not respecting a woman's need for security, protection, companionship, social needs, community, friends, talking. Which need of women are they willing to give up for a man's sexual innate needs? Has she thought of the possibility of men creating a video using the same format as she is using here and dismantling one of her needs? Does she not believe they could find similar logic to use against women's needs? People in the comments seem to be misattributing sexual disengagement, projecting the deficiency onto the partner rather than locating it at the person.
Women who get these men in committed relationships or marriages, which are worse, and then they don't want to sleep with them. Now, I got a homie. Him and his wife was high school sweethearts.
Right.
They've been married for 15 years, going on 15 years this year. They got married at 20. And he said in the last 6 months, Dan did it 3 times.
Yes. Only 3 times because life with children gets super busy, and it is hard to coordinate attraction, desire, privacy, and time for the intimacy even when both people have desire.
Who's in these relationships and our marriages who you're not sleeping with, who you won't give none to, but they can go out and sleep with just about any woman they want. But you're the only woman they want to sleep with, yet you don't want to do it. It's crazy work to me. And then y'all wonder why men are staying away from relationships and our marriages.
Is he right? He is definitely correct if one is looking at the marriage and sexual situation of couples from a single male's perspective.
Who? Why? Who the fuck want to do that? I want to put myself through the bullshit when I can have 10 of you.
Check out a few of these comments.
The statistics show that married people have more sex on average compared to single people, possibly because most people don't have a continuous partner. So single people go months or longer without intimacy. The data agree. Married adults tend to have more consistent sexual activity on average, while never married adults are much more likely to go long stretches without sex.
But y'all don't never factor in what we have to deal with as women, and I am so sick and tired of that. Because when we have kids and everything else, we have to constantly show up for our kids. We have to constantly show up for you. On top of that, we are fighting our body. I don't know how old you are, because we don't want to talk about the people with perimenopause and menopause and everything else. Thank you. I got you, baby. You don't know the hell that I'm dealing with right now as a woman. You don't know what we go through.
Wait a minute.
I ain't done yet. Y'all don't know the transitions that we have to go through. Y'all don't know about none of the stuff that we really have to deal with, and the mental toil and the emotional labor that we have to do in a marriage.
Is she correct? People have to do things that they don't like. She is upset because men don't understand women menstruate, and menopause issues, and all the responsibilities they have to deal with. Men have an uphill fight daily also, like low T, providing, protecting, discipline, managing the family, fixing things, solutions for everyday situations. Here's what both sides are missing. Both genders have needs. Both genders have obstacles. Neither can explain the other's experience because we live totally different existences. Invalidating one side's needs while demanding the other side meet yours. That's not marriage. That's a business contract. And it fails. The lesson is simple. Stop explaining away your partner's experience. Stop weaponizing your own struggles. Start recognizing that his needs and her needs are both valid. And that's where actual change starts.